Hello, welcome back to F1 Manager 24, a incredibly, actually, well-timed recording of F1 Manager 24, because, and I'm going to say it, thank you illness and all the other nonsense that prevented me from recording for a week, or I decided it was best against recording for a week, just to make sure I was in my best possible place the next time I actually had an opportunity to sit down and record. Thank you, Frontier, for dropping the 1.8 patch today. So despite what I put in the message in the post section of YouTube, there are no more recordings on the old version of the game. It's all on the 1.8, which means we get to see what they've done with confidence. Yep, confidence changes. They didn't specify what the changes were, but confidence changes are in the patch notes. And that's the big one for day-to-day recording. The other big ones are the sorting out of contract nonsense that we've seen, obviously, as well. Things like people being nicked off contracts at the end of a season when they've already been agreed with someone, which is what happened with Lewis Hamilton, of course, in the background. But I don't mind it. It's quite funny that he's in the Williams. Nonetheless, contract changes for Season 3 are likely going to be less chaotic. And it does mean I can actually agree contracts with people now, and they won't be poached in theory. But they've said that before, and it technically wasn't fixed. There's been no mention of prize money fixes, so I'm still going to have to deal with that. And I'll be honest, the amount of maintenance I was doing on the game just to make it playable realistically was starting to wear a little bit. So this patch has come at an incredibly well-timed time, because if some of those minor frustrations that just simmer at the surface are gone, then that means the maintenance I'm doing is less annoying. Nonetheless, we've got to blast through Hungary, Zandvoort, and Monza, none of which are sprint races. Let's get to it. Also, one of the minor things to come with this patch is they've stopped this being on 16 times speed in the background. I don't think it happened in qualifying, but it was only the race where it happened. I did comment on it at one point, I seem to recall. Yeah, apparently they fixed that. Also, it was raining in practice, and it did seem smoother. That's one of the fixes, improved performance in rain, which I, also have remarked upon, and partially while we zoomed through Mexico last year because it was atrocious. Nope, do not manage that session. I need to give them gearboxes. We take to the track on a sizzling day in Hungary. 34 degrees air temperature, 47 point... I think that's the hottest so far, which is ridiculous. Sorry, what's with the 0.01mm track? That's bugged, obviously. Well, Maloney's been hindered there, hasn't he? Twice. Oh no, he's not crossed the line yet. Well, if you're going to do that then, Mick. Well done. I'm actually intrigued to know what their confidence will be for the flying line, because if they fixed it one way, it's even hotter. If they fixed it one way, I wonder if they fixed it the other way and kind of prevented you from doing this now. Hamilton's gone faster, which I do not like. Oh, Magnussen's in the ballpark. Is this a good track for the Williams then? Perhaps. Hungary is a little unique in that respect. I don't think we're going to need to do much pushing on these tyres, considering it's 51.5 degrees track temperature. I hope the punters have brought sunscreen. 37 is ridiculous. Still 0.1 millimeters, 0.1 millimeters. All right, we'll say about halfway was enough time to push on these. We don't want to burn them. Maloney is in the drop zone. How goes that a stinker? The fact that both Norris and Hamilton ahead is disconcerting. Norris has kind of been vaguely around in previous races. Better watch Maloney though, because he is the one more in dangerous thing stand. Interesting, their confidence is exactly on their original threshold, so the trick doesn't seem to work anymore. Worth noting. It's certainly not worse anyway. We just went faster. There's development in this track then. If Gasly can get themselves out of the bomb 5, there's development. If that was the one that moved. Drogovic now in danger. Clear track for both drivers. As I'm sorry, someone has just come out of the pits. Oh, Frontier. Oh, as one thing gets fixed, another thing breaks. I don't even know what the coding would be for the... I don't know what possibly could have been fixed there for that to have then broken. I wonder if it's the 0.01mm rain thing that's fudged something. Maloney's up to 10th, thank God. Mick didn't improve, which is actually an issue because we weren't paying attention to him. However, we know Drogovic is out. Oh God, Porsche just went faster. Oh, I think we might be all right. Unless he pulls out a worldie, he's probably about 8/10 down on his teammate, so he's probably fine. Oh, only 5. Oh, Hulkenberg's last and has the penalty anyway, so good timing there, mate. So interesting then, because this could help save a little bit of soft tyres. Not that it matters too much, but well, let's see if we can help Mick with a tow. So in session 2, I'm just going to do 2 fast manual laps and see what their confidence is. Because you can see their driver confidence, same mark at the start of this session. So cool down again, somehow. In the space of the 5 minutes in between. 2 cars to negotiate. It is interesting the tyres do need more pushing than you would anticipate with a very hot track. In fact, it was only 1 car to negotiate. The Red Bull went for it for some reason on the outlap. So 1 lap only got them to very high. Doing a 2nd lap would have gotten them higher into the purples. There's a red flag with 3 minutes to go. It's enough time for people to come out again, but Red Bull. Oh, will we get a replay? It is Albon again. We did it in Austria. He's done it here. He is 8th. There's enough time to do a lap. We were already prepared to go again, so it didn't make a difference. Oh, because everyone's going now. Is it more worthwhile to just send them now, even though there's more time on the board? Mick's actually got himself into a really nice spot in between 2 blocks of drivers. Zane's in a reasonable spot as well. He's in between Ferraris and McLarens. And crucially, the 2 behind them are fighting each other, so they're just not going to catch. Once again, Maloney gets his tyres up to temperature before Mick. I don't know which attribute deals with that, but we'll watch Mick, because we're more likely to lose him here. I should mention, Maloney is in 7th, but Hauger and Leclerc both outside right now. Leclerc at some point has gone from 12 seconds away because he made a mistake to 2 seconds off the pace. So he must have done a lap that was then still slower. Speaking of still slower, despite brand new tyres. Oh yeah, I mean, I know we had a red flag, but both drivers back at status quo. If it brings the drivers back to status quo confidence faster, whether it's from being above or below, I'm actually all right with that. Even if we lose having overconfidence for, you know, starting lower and going through the field, even if we lose that, I'll take that compromise. Yeah, we've just not gone faster. I think it's because the rubber's very low. I'll be surprised if people go faster that didn't have problems. So yeah, Leclerc's gone faster. Hauger actually slower because he was the one fighting the McLaren. I think he's gotten away with that. Maloney's gotten away with that because Hauger was fighting. Okay, so that's still a bug then. Why? Why would it possibly? Why would the rubber level of the track possibly ever go down after a red flag? Final flying lap. The one person who was behind him originally, Russell, has done a flying lap already and sorted that one out. I felt like Maloney might have been compromised originally, but it feels comparative to have done a lap that was 1.3 slower than Piastri, who I think actually has gone a 2nd time as well already. McLaren on track ahead, which would be Ricciardo, does need to do a lap. Is he going faster on brand new tyres? No. In fact, actually, you just saw that it is going like 1 notch above, and then it went back down there briefly, so I guess that is what's happening. If you could just go faster at all, Maloney, with brand new soft tyres, that would be superb. Middle sector is an improvement. And we'll use Helicam to watch them go through the final sector, round the final corner. And can we get past Fittipaldi, who may still be on a flying lap? We can get past Leclerc. Fittipaldi's done, he's just been overtaken on track. So I guess he is on an in-lap. Is Leclerc catching? So it's Sainz for pole, basically coming around the final bend now. See if he does that, but it's Leclerc that we care about. Has he improved? Has he had to deal with too much traffic? Is this going to help? Sainz doesn't take pole, he doesn't move at all. Leclerc, yes, 4th. Maloney's 9th, does beat Fittipaldi. And hopefully, with confidence fixes, that's not a bad thing. This is where it was 16 times in the background, and now isn't. But medium hard, medium feels sensible. Although Mick does have a fresh soft. Is that faster at all? But then again, that isn't optimized, so same overall strategy for both, but different implementations.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. You and I won't be the only ones keeping an eye on Oscar Piastri, Karun.
They've got a fantastic opportunity starting on pole, but can they carry it through to the end?
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One. This is it, the Hungarian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Some reasons Zanes did not take there, apologies. Mick with a great start, he's up to 11th, past Hamilton and Porsche. But I wanted to actually highlight, despite the fact that there is a bit of McLaren dominance in game, they are the fastest car. Carlos Sainz does lead the championship in the Red Bull. And actually, Mick's taken Fittipaldi briefly. But he will fighting him on a hard tyre, admittedly. Keep an eye on Maloney, who has taken Sonoda. But we'll watch that back. But oh, just opportunities. Yeah, opportunist. Tsunoda left the opportunity. Zane went for it. We'll take that. Thank you very much. And remarkably, whilst I've been focused on Mick and Zane, Sainz has made his way to the front on lap 1. Somehow. Oh, is Piastri on a hard... No, he's on a medium. Sainz is on the soft. Sainz is one of 2 people on the soft. Both our drivers are now tucked up behind hard tyre running cars. Although it is Bottas that's struggling to keep up. Mick has helpfully dropped Hamilton out of DRS range, which will be active next time round. And Maloney's actually having a go at Russell, apparently, so... And actually now it is the hard runner that he's having more problems. And I say that. I think Russell's weirdly actually holding everybody up now. He's allowed the gap behind Mick to close. Is Zane past? So we just bring that back down again. And then bring it back up for Maloney once they've cooled down. Sorry, what? Why? What happened here, Mick? Oh, DRS-less. And one of them's a Ferrari. Just haven't fixed that issue. Oh, he did get shoved off the track, which might have been part of it. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So interestingly, what's that done for confidence? Ah, still very high. Fascinating. Mick's back where he started and now has more confidence than when he... Oh god, have they actually compensated it the wrong way now? Or is this the effect of actually having good race engineers, for which one of their attributes does go towards confidence gains and losses? Because obviously Mick has the good race engineer, so therefore he should get better confidence gains and reduced losses compared, not by much admittedly, but compared to Maloney. Fighting ahead between Hauger and Hamilton will help Mick stay in this range, which is good for him. Fascinating that Maloney is holding quite nicely. That probably helps, in fairness. And actually, you can already see that has decayed from peak to very high. But yeah, imagine this helps with 90 defending, thanks to everything. He'll probably lose the place this lap now. I've highlighted that, but never mind. Although Bottas now has a mechanical fault. So, 5 seconds, Maloney. Tally-ho. Mick Schumacher overtaking the 7-time world champion. Bear with us. So Hauger's gone through and just gone, bye. Take that then. It is a difficult track to get past on it, in fairness. I don't think Mick can drop them. However, Maloney can. Fascinating. I think I can get Maloney conserving. And crucially, I think I can get Mick conserving now because he's just grabbed DRS off Tsunoda, who's had an issue. Tsunoda's had an issue. Yeah. Whilst being overtaken by Russell behind Zane there. Just go straight on. Fair enough. Straightforward. And does Maloney now have to worry about Russell being close enough? Or has he got enough to contend with being attacked by the other hard-running car in Fittipaldi? Another brief yellow flag. I don't know what that was for. Oh, Mick did lose DRS, but Drogovic is homing in, and I don't like it. Why is Drogovic homing in? Did he preserve his tyres early on, and now he's just pelting them? And actually, that's a highlight I need to pay attention to. Hard's coming good now. Actually ducks to the inside, makes Zane defend the inside, and goes around the outside. That's actually really good animation, realistically, from the game there. That the fact that drivers are capable of doing that kind of thing. And in fact, he's also already dropped Maloney. Bottas' fault gets worse, which could actually promote Maloney to 6th on track, eventually. As Sainz overtakes Schumacher, he's must have pitted. And fascinating, whilst despite the fact he has been overtaken by a faster car, confidence hasn't been knocked. I need to pay attention to confidence a little bit more. Alright, optimal pit stop, onto the hards. Cover rate doesn't seem to be too bad, but we do need to do... Oh god, I forgot about it with Mick. In fact, Maloney, you might as well absolutely destroy these for this final lap. The good news is Maloney comes in the same time as a lot of other people. 2.296. Good stop. So Bottas pitted and then came out directly ahead of Mick, giving him DRS. Or was he just... No, of course, no. Wouldn't have been behind at the detection point. What are you talking about? Pit window is open. We are on target. Might need to come in the lap earlier. Why is poor Cher now on his tail? Yeah, attack him on this lap, Mick. So Maloney on Hauger, still conserving. Ahead of Tsunoda still. Oh, he's actually just been overtaken by Maloney. That's a small dent if he was at status quo before that overtake. And the recovery is strong. If anything, it's almost too good now. I'm not going to complain. So Mick comes in, 2.37, not the best. Bottas is out with that issue. No, I was about to say brings Maloney back up the order, but he is dropping off Tsunoda in this stint. Is Tsunoda on? Tsunoda's on another medium. So actually, if Maloney could hold on here, never mind, as soon as I actually draw attention to it, he drops out. Hold on to Drogovic. Hold on to someone, Maloney, for the love of God. Stay in someone's DRS. All these being overtaken should actually be doing more damage, but you know what? I'm happy for it just to stay there as best it can. I don't really care if it doesn't stay high or doesn't stay low. He's got to deal with this medium stint one way or another, so might as well do it now. It's just a crash. It's just a yellow. It's nothing more. That is Dennis. Oh, this is good, actually, for us. This is Dennis Hauger and Drogovic, I assume. Insane by Drogovic, if we're honest. just turning in when there's a car still there. I can't imagine that's hurt Drugovich. It may have done his... Why is that hurt? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's hurt Drugovich, not Hauger. That's what I meant. Something like that should really have hurt Drugovich's tyres because that's what he hit realistically. Oh, I am worried about lapping. Mick, where are you in comparison to Piastri? About 2 turns away as you're fighting Albon. I mean, obviously that's Drugovich's fault. Why have you not given a penalty there? Might just stop conserving fuel. Because if we're going to be lapped, it's lap 36, it's going to happen. What the hell happened to... Oh, that was... Sorry, that was... I thought that was Albon. That was Aaron. We've lapped Aaron. That confused me so much. I was like, why has he just stopped? Nice, so Mick's in DRS range. Good. Or should be in DRS range anyway. Get back in range, Mickey boy. I'll allow you to deploy for a lap. That's fine. You know, I'll let Maloney just go for it for a lap. See if he can close the gap to Sonoda. Make him worried. Wait, no, that was Norris Mick got through. It wasn't Aaron. So DRS... No, that's not DRS. Why has he done that? Struggling to work this out. I think it's... Yeah, I think it was here, essentially. Well, actually, no, continue deploying. If you can get outside a second, have fun, mate. And Maloney's gathered DRS off Sonoda. Both drivers now having a bit of fun. With respective RBs. Sonoda has Drugovich's, though, who does have damage because he decided to thwack Hauger. I suppose, actually, realistically, that's punishment enough, was the damage he took. So that was just a wounded Norris that he got through earlier. He was dead slow on those hards and whatever that is. And they're now 10 seconds off, so yeah, that's ridiculous. How slow they're going right now. Hauger pits. Sonoda gets through Drugovich. Maloney now on that tail. Hauger comes out in front of Mick, which is marginally depressing considering the relative positions about 30 laps ago, but never mind. I do reckon the leader gets through. Honestly, I can see the leader by the end of this race at lap 70 being through Sonoda. I can see them having lapped up to about 8th. As Maloney takes Drugovich. Nice-ish angle for this one, as that's a lapping situation ahead as well, which is going to hold Sonoda up. Nope, it's going to hold... No, it's going to hold him up. Oh, no, he's got him as well. Lovely, right. Top 10? Top 10. 9th, in fact. I do reckon we've still got a bit of recovery with Mick to deal with. It's a short lap, so I'm not sure what the lap is in terms of kilograms. Didn't pay attention. We started about -7, and that was 5 laps, so 1.4. I think we're going to struggle for double points unless someone else disappears out of that top 10. Dramatically so. There is space with these hard tyres at some stage to actually just go for it, maybe just in the pit window. I think Mick's got the margin to recover that fuel now, because we can go -1 lap. I say he has the margin. Stop it immediately. As Hauger gained a puncture. Wild, okay. How far did he push those tyres? This is a tyre-hungry track, and didn't see what the respective levels of everyone's tyres were, but that might genuinely just be a puncture from tyre wear. No, he only just pitted. Where's that come from? I'd have almost understood if it was from the tyres that Drugovich thwacked, but he'd pitted a second time already. Now he's coming in for a third. The Mick's in pit window. Just go for it on these tyres, mate. Go for it. Why not? So Sonoda's pitted again, evidently. Don't let Albon get interested, Mick. Drugovich is tied back up again, possibly because of the lapping. Is he on a hard tyre? He is on a hard tyre, but a much worse hard tyre. Back onto the medium, Mick. Back onto full attack for this last lap. So just do not let Albon get interested at all. Drugovich is through Maloney, but got an annoying situation with whichever... Which one is this? Sargent? He's on a medium. All right. I don't think even that would be comparable pace to ours, but okay. I don't know why Sargent on a medium is on comparable pace here. They've stayed with us. Good for them, I guess, if they're trying to close up to the car in front of them, but Leclerc's not pitted again, I have to assume? Yeah. Because Piastri definitely pitted before he lapped Mick as well, which is good. I think it's also unlapped Norris and Pourchaire in the process, so he's going to have to take them back. Crucially, of course, we actually haven't pitted behind Albon either. In fact, he might come in now on 34% tyres. He does not. We're going to get an undercut on Albon. No, watch Mick. What are we doing? Let's pay attention here. Let's see if we can get a good stop. What are we waiting for? Literally, what were we waiting for there? Genuinely, what were we waiting for? There was literally nothing there that we were waiting for. They just didn't put the car down. It was like the Jack person just decided to, just had a vision or whatever. We come out in front of someone that we've lapped, I think. I think that's Aaron. So that's good for Mick at least. Although, fun fact, that's actually made life easy for Mick because he's come out behind Piastri. One less person to have to worry about lapping. Still got Leclerc behind, who I think has to pit again, and then it's Ricciardo, who is about 7 seconds further back. And he should get that back by the end of the race, no matter what. Ooh, are we about to be in range here? Some imported debris, Leclerc and Russell are in, but I think that might have been scheduled anyhow. Yeah, it's Pourchaire and... Good for Mick, I guess, actually, because this puts them back in their range. Norris, I think. And that'll be the leader lapping them as well, for good measure. Good for Mick, because he's actually still ahead of Albon. So despite Despite having a 6-second pit stop, which we never got the replay for, despite having a 6-second pit stop, he still ended up pitting and coming out ahead of Albon, who might now be on a hard tyre. He is. So Porsche gets that penalty, obviously, and Norris is wounded. So Mick's back on for 11th, at least. Maloney's now in pit window, so he can go aggressive on these tyres. I think Fittipaldi's pitted and come out behind him. Yeah. Actually, this could be good. Paying attention to the inevitable when it happens. A faster vehicle that should be going through at any given moment. Pay attention to his confidence. Norris actually hasn't pitted a second time yet. So this will be straightforward overtake for Fittipaldi, I would imagine. And that took him down. Oh, look at the glorious reduction in that. Wow, that would have taken him down to there before. That would have taken an entire bar's worth of confidence out of him. Wow, okay. Well done, Frontier, for fixing that. That's back to how it was before, I think, in previous games. Albon overtakes Schumacher. He's on worse tyres. What are you doing? How have you managed to let this happen? Oh, did they get lapped? No, that's Norris. Well, I can't explain that, and I can't really see it either. So Mick's now got Hauger on his tail, who obviously had to pit again. Sorry, Mick. Albon's on hard tyres, and you're 5 seconds behind him now. What in God's name have you done? How have you done a 1:22.7? A reasonable stop by Maloney, I think, who's still 10th. Porsche has fallen back into people's clutches, and actually both drivers just took him there. Where did you do this? Again, at that not DRS spot? That's crucial, actually, so he stays in touch with Hauger. It's fundamental that he stays in Hauger's DRS, even if he can't get past him. Both Hauger and Mick have caught Leclerc. What is going on with Albon? I mean, I suspect he's destroying those hards, but he's doing 118s on them and somehow going faster when we're doing 117s. What? I think we're fine on fuel. I assume we are. I don't think any track is less than 1.1, and that's... Never mind, VSC, that's going to solve all the problems. Sergeant, I assume, judging by the symbol next to him. Thanks. Thanks for being someone totally irrelevant to the race. Turn 5. Turn 5?
There's clear contact there. Now, their confidence will have taken a hit with that.
I mean, the race car's taken the hit. That's the bigger problem there, Crofty. That is a rarity. I don't know how many laps are left, actually. Can't be too many. 65 are on. Let's go for it, guys. I say go for it. Maloney's 10 seconds behind Sonoda. Oh, mind you, that's under VSC, so that'll cut down by about a third afterwards. Which actually does mean mixing a not bad spot behind Hauger here, but it's all for not points, so it doesn't really matter. Poor Aaron's having a race to forget who's a lap behind Hulkenberg. Yeah, Mick's actually in potentially DRS here, once it kind of sorts itself out on the timing sheet. Can't make his mind up for whatever reason. There's another incident. Oh, Aaron, bless him. Yes, Maloney's only about 6 seconds behind. Hauger's going for it as well, feels like. 2 points. So Verstappen's just come through to lap Mick on the final lap. Because if he can catch Hauger... Oh, actually, Maloney's the last unlapped driver. So he's actually yet to start his final lap, and he's only 2 seconds behind Sonoda. So actually, I need to make sure he doesn't go under fuel-wise. Whereas Mick is a lap down, and unfortunately Verstappen got through Hauger. And I don't think Mick can do anything about it now. It's all for pride, it didn't really matter. How close can you get? 1.5? 1.3? 1.5. It's points, we'll take them. And crucially, actually, for saying that, is a point even if Bottas hadn't retired from ahead of them. That's actually really good showing. The 2.296 is worth 10 points. That's the only one we had that was decent, apparently. Well, hey, Barnard. Carpentier there, and Barnard wins a F3 race. Not that I'll be able to look at them, because... Actually, is that fixed? It wasn't listed. Because I presume this is just a... Yeah, this is still a thing. I wish there was a way of doing it the other way around. I can look at the F2 ones because it's still within the range of the 15 races they actually do, but both the Trident guys did Carpentier. Has he taken the lead in the F2 championship? He's third! No race wins yet, but Trident guys are both at 176. That's fun. Well ahead of Boganovic now. So that's the Team Hub up, which right now is giving 133% effectiveness, which I think is a bug. I can't remember what causes it, but weekly development is 80% for staff members, 30% for drivers. Hospitality area is being improved. Ooh, tour center. Let's get that 50k upgrade sorted then. And boardroom is not far off either, so let's grab that one while we're here. Memorabilia room's not too far off, but we can let that go a little bit longer. Oh, apparently now there's tension between... The last thing we needed was tension between Mick and Hugh, as if he hasn't got enough confidence things going against him. We were yet to put the suspension on the car, or indeed, a new underfloor, which drastically improves our high-speed performance on the grid, which is great for Monza coming up, not so much for Zandvoort. We still need to do front wing and rear wing when the new ATR period opens, and that'll be the last things we do for this year in terms of design parts. That's still a bug, weirdly. All right, 12 cents is a maximum weekly income. As negligible as it is, it's more for the marketability. And we just sneak in a couple of bits of research before the next ATR period opens, because why not? Hot. Not fix that bug, which still helps us. Since 2-lap, 1-lap no longer seems to be a thing, and no one else has come out to do a lap here, what is going on? Looks like we're on manual only from here on in, which is going to be a difficult adjustment, because you have to remember to take them off it afterwards. Hell of a good slipstream Mick got there off the RB at the end. Worth 7/10, apparently. That might also have been a hindrance in the other column for Maloney before that, but... I'm sorry, it's a Williams, not an RB. Short lap, of course, but our overall pace here feels good, and it feels like we may have just mugged off 3 drivers there with Mick and forced them into each other for their actual flying laps, which I really hope Maloney doesn't catch, thinking about it. Who is now in the drop zone, quite significantly so, as the Alpines get their way out of it, as Norris is slower than Aaron as things stand. I'm a smidge worried here, because I'm worried these two are going to fight ahead. The distance right now is okay for a slipstream, but I'm worried they're going to fight and back into Maloney, and that's going to knock him out. He already looks closer. He's probably done a faster first sector off the back of them. The fact that Mick's done a slower first is a little bit more disconcerting, because it was the final sector that he got the draft on, and he's just had to pass a couple of people. Faster middle for Maloney, that's where he would have had the hold up originally. Djokovic I'm also concerned by in 21st here. The Alpines, as good as Aaron's lap is, the Alpines have probably been knocked out here. Mick doesn't go faster, but I'm happy that he's within 9/10 of Piastri. Maloney may have been sort of held up at the very end there, but Hauger's out. I'm guessing he was the one that was behind Djokovic, and they fought each other. So it was enough for a draft to get them close. Hulkenberg pushes Hauger to 21st, and that's all. Aaron actually gets through. Once again, Mick just about within a second of Piastri is good going on his spot. I genuinely did not see what happened with Maloney, but he is... yeah, 16th as things stand, which isn't great. They're also not close enough to give Maloney the slipstream, which is a bit irritating for people that we sent out together. That RB has just gone back in. So whether that was Albon or Tsunoda, I do not know, because they're both in the pits now. So actually, irrelevant. They're both done. Russell is on track. Porsche is on track. Both McLarens are on track, but not in our fight, let's be honest. Fittipaldi is on track. Ricciardo has completed his lap, gone 3rd. Porsche remains 15th for whatever reason. Sargent is done. Tsunoda, as we saw, was done. Verstappen's also done. Bottas too. Could be faster laps from both drivers, actually, which is a rarity, even on brand new tyres. It felt like one of those ones where Maloney couldn't be slower, and they had nothing in the way. Leclerc is done and out. It's only a marginal gain by Mick, but it is still a gain. And Maloney slips in right behind him, 8 and 9. Pushes Russell out, who I think has completed. Only Aaron and Fittipaldi still going. Oh, Piastri too, but he's largely irrelevant at this point. Aaron's 12th! Where's this come from Paul Aaron? He was a lap down on literally the car in front of him. Last race, because of everything that went wrong there. What the difference a week makes. Fittipaldi doesn't improve either, but he is top 10. Both drivers, now with upgrades on 4 parts of the car, but 2 since the last race, improve on their first laps as well. Are we actually getting track evolution in qualifying? Well, Ricciardo came in there late to steal away provisional pole. I am scratching my head to that one. I have no idea how Maloney, as lead driver of the 2 there, not the one getting the slipstream, if there was one, has ended up faster than Mick, considering that Maloney's been slower in every single session so far. By a margin. There's nothing to get in the way of Mick there, and I don't know what's caused him to be that much slower on this particular lap. Everything was the same for both drivers, and Mick would have got a draft if he was anywhere vaguely close like he is now. The RB has come back in again. I did see Tsunoda shoot up the table, so I think that probably was him. Both of them actually now back in the pits again. We actually need to pay attention. I don't know what's up with the orders here. In fact, it is only Ricciardo, Piastri, and Bottas that can do anything now. We'll go on board. Why not? Bottas goes 3rd. Maloney, at worst, can be 5th. Mick just needs to beat someone. Oh, I thought Piastri just done his lap. He's just starting his lap. That was the outlap message disappearing. Traffic. Are we catching it at a nice place? Nice enough that I didn't see a stop there. Maloney has gone slower. Yeah, okay. Well, Piastri's definitely going faster because it's Piastri. Sainz has had a stinker here. It's worth saying. 7th at best. Mick's not getting to Fittipaldi. He's been a second off the pace at best all. But at least be respectable, 1.1. That's still quite bad, and I still don't know where Maloney's pace came from. I wonder if he picked up a toe at the end of his lap. But then again, he had slower first and second sectors here anyway, so I don't know. On brand new tyres. But it's a rare Verstappen pole as things stand at Zandvoort. Can Piastri annoy the home fans? Replace the Dutch driver with an orange vehicle. It's still not going to be pleasant, but it's a softer blow than most. Yes, he can. Two and a bit tenths. Where did Zane find that time? Yeah, Mick actually went backwards time-wise, which confusing. Still, his best time was never better than Fittipaldi's. Well, those are aggressive strategies, blimey. Also the fastest ones, apparently. Just drag back that first pit stop, and I'm happy with that one. Literally his fastest as well. Okay, so...
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. And it's always an entertaining race when Yuki Tsunoda is involved.
They got everything right to earn that P6 position. Now they've just got to show they can do it again in the race.
Here we go. It's time to go racing. Here we go. It's the Dutch Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
Love that on the preview, by the way. They've earned that 6th place position, Yuki Tsunoda. Maloney lines up 5th ahead of them. But makes safely through turn 1 and has lost the place to Russell immediately. That's confidence knocking. That's the measure it took. Okay, good. Just checking. Maloney's failed an overtake and it's done literally nothing to his confidence. Maybe it does need to be tweaked a little bit further back again. But nonetheless, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain when it's swung back into a positive fate after so long of it being ultra negative. And he does have to contend with the fact that Leclerc is next as well. And there's still Hauger and Drogovic at the back. It's really the RBs that have stepped up. We kind of truly have a top 14 now. And actually, if anything similar to Hungary, Norris and Hamilton were there, although Magnussen now qualified this time. I swear Aaron qualified 12th. Well, actually started 16th. Did Aaron have a penalty? Or take one, I guess. I suppose he did have a mechanical fault last time round, so he must have taken a penalty. What a shame for Aaron, that is. But we're through the first lap unscathed, even if Mick has lost a lap. Oh wait, that's the difference in smoothness. That's the difference in smoothness and mentality affecting that smoothness. Medium, medium hard, soft, medium, medium. Same, well, almost same pushing levels. In fact, I probably actually have to come off these almost straight away. Albon has detached. Tsunoda did detach, but Sainz has got him immediately there. Verstappen has detached from the leader too, which isn't great for Verstappen and the home fans, as Mick swears from failing to overtake Russell. I mean, you don't need to be too mad at that, mate. I mean, the fact that he's upset that he's not overtaken a soft-running Mercedes there is strange, when he himself is on medium. I'm only hanging on with... Well, it's Ricciardo now ahead of Verstappen. They're all on softs. Some of them on fresh, somehow. Actually, a lot of people started on softs. Mick's saving grace in this race could be Leclerc starting on a hard behind him. Because as long as he can stay in Russell's DRS, then that should help mitigate the overall car difference. And Mick's only just about going to stay in DRS range. But then again, it's a train, so Russell's got DRS himself. Sainz joins the party, and why is Verstappen falling through the grid? Did Ricciardo drop? Yeah, no DRS. Ricciardo dropped Verstappen. That's a crazy situation. So unfortunately, it is now Maloney at the front of that train, which is going to be difficult for him to keep up, and now he's 7th for some strange reason. I need to see what happened there. Leclerc also got Mick, but that wasn't too surprising, ultimately. Why are we watching this from behind? I want to know what happened. What did happen there? Maloney's gone from 4th to 7th in a lap. What on earth happened? He's going to stay in range, because we've all split apart. And Mickey's in this train as well. He's only about 2.5 seconds behind Zane as things stand, technically. So Albon gets Sainz through DRS, although they fight each other, so he might not. He does. So it's Albon and Sainz that have gained. I think Bottas must have started 4th anyway. Albon and Sainz have gained through Maloney and Tsunoda, who were 5th and 6th. And Albon and Sainz were 7th and 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So this could be a double overtake on Albon. It is. And that's put Sainz in Verstappen's DRS again, which is good news for everyone involved in this train. Just call that replay. Why are we watching all of these from behind? Yeah, I don't really know what happened with that overtake. It's a bit weird. Albon just sort of stopped on the outside. It's like he was avoiding a collision, but it wasn't that serious. So if Maloney can just stay in DRS ranges, and has done, Paul Aaron's, oh dear. Still holding on, Gasly spun as well. He's now at the back, but yeah. Aaron's days got worse. Maloney appears to be competitive with Sainz. Why? I'm going to get him to conserve now. I think I might get Mick to conserve now. as Albon falls through the pack. That's not affected Maloney, has it? I had to get him to conserve fuel at some point. Yeah, no, that's ruined him. It's dropped him out of Sainz's DRS. Actually, I did want to see what happened to Albon there. Behind Verstappen. Albon finding it difficult to keep cars on tracks recently. Austria last race and now here. If Maloney can get overtaken by Tsunoda, never mind. I'm going to say, if Maloney can get overtaken by Tsunoda and stay in DRS, that would be superb. But, no, it's getting from bad to worse for Maloney now. Stop doing these replays from the worst angles. That gives me no context as to how they've just gone through like that. No DRS, so 2 of them going, but Mick's now right behind him, which doesn't seem right. I know he's on 45% softs, but come on. You know what, you're behind Mick now. I'm a little bit concerned by Mick's pit stop window not being actually open yet, technically. He's already on 42% tyres. They're all going to get under 2. I thought we were actually running... Oh, we're going to have to put Maloney in this lap, I think. There's no way he actually makes it otherwise. Whereas Mick's actually got away with that, I think. Yeah, Bottas has pitted and Verstappen has pitted and come out somehow a full pit stop ahead. I don't explain it, I don't really know, but Bottas has a puncture. Hang on, what's happened here? So they just got through Mick. There he is. And then his tyre just goes. That's strange. So there's the undercut in action. Maloney's that far ahead of Mick. Oh, he's had a pit stop issue again. Right, no, never mind. Not having the luck, are you, Mick? Actually a tyre issue this time. Actually an explainable reason. There's been a cheer from the crowd or whatever that was. Crash. The least consequential crash of all time, perhaps. Yes, because wow. Great control from both drivers, actually, ultimately. But Maloney's still 10th after all that. And has better tyres than most. Piastri, Leclerc and Fittipaldi haven't pitted at all. And 2 of them are still on medium tyres. So it's 6 seconds to Tsunoda for Maloney, although Fittipaldi's just going to pit in ahead of them. Actually, this is a good measure of their changes, this particular race, because I'll just watch Fittipaldi being overtaken. Oh, finally, a decent angle. But this is a good measure of their fixes since the last time we were here, because last time we were here was the race where I got very concerned by the lapping situation, because the car at the rear got lapped, I think, 4 times. And they lapped all the way up to like 5th, I think it was, something stupid. It's lap 29, so 3rd race distance. It's probably Drogovic. It's not the main straight then, is it, Hugh? Oh, they're just on the same thing. That's on Drogovic for not bailing. 2 races in a row he's done that, effectively. But yeah, effectively. Oh, actually, no, race leader is... I guess the laps aren't obviously qualifying pace. But nearly half race distance, and we've had nobody lapped yet, which is a massive improvement in this race, in particular. Sorry, Albon got the penalty for being hit. All right, whatever. Maloney doing all right for a point, I guess. Fittipaldi must have turned it back on again at some point because he's just suddenly shot up and well clear. All right, there is a fight happening. Mick's having a ding-dong with Lewis Hamilton as it goes. The replays have just got big constant backwards and forwards between them two. Norris has a mechanical fault. All right, that's not relevant to us right now. But yeah, Maloney's been re-overtaken and now 4 seconds behind. Schumacher overtakes Hamilton. Yes, it's going backwards. I'm not going to show you all these replays. We'll be here all day. I feel like we are edging closer to Albon, though, in 10th. Double points may be on the cards here with Mick. A lot of people behind are pitted a second time already. In fact, they might be 3-stopping looking at the tyres they've chosen there. Another yellow flag there. Albon has damage. It's Djokovic who's locked up. Hamilton gets Schumacher. Actually, no, this is actually a really good measure of the confidence changes because, yeah, the pendulum swung the other way, I think. Which is a good thing if you've got good race engineers. Like, you should be rewarded, obviously, for having a good race engineer with the attribute that gives them better confidence for things that should give you confidence. Because Mick's been in a backwards and forwards with Hamilton, and now his confidence is peak. Whereas before the patch, it would have been 0. So the pendulum has very much swung entirely in the other direction now on this. And now I think you're probably gaining too much compared to how much you're losing for being overtaken. But I think realistically, that looked like he locked up, but I think that might just be the way it is. Tsunoda mechanical fault is enticing for Maloney. I think realistically, maybe a race engineer with 70 out of 100 should be getting an even amount of gain versus loss for being overtaken. I think that probably should be the marker point. Because, let's be honest, 50 isn't average in this game. 70 is kind of average. And anything above that, you should be getting more for overtaking than overtaken. But it's really the decay rate that helps, and you can see that just decay there. So whilst you might get in a backwards and forwards with the driver for a bit, that might cause this overconfidence issue, I'll call it, because technically it is an issue still. If that decays quickly enough, then it's not too much of a problem, and it's just gone down again already. It's already gone down to 2 check marks in half a lap there. So I suspect by the end of this lap, he'll be back into just very high with nothing to actually give him confidence again. With no defense, no re-overtakes, etc. I feel like he's... Yeah, it's just gone down again there again, look. Yeah, he's now only 2 seconds behind Albon. So, I mean, at least using this peak confidence to his advantage for a lap. Yeah, there we go. Into very high now. With nothing to maintain the peak confidence, it has decayed within a lap to very high. I would say probably within about 4 laps, that will be back at the starting point. And we're still recovering fuel at this point, is worth saying. In fact, actually, maybe we might be able to just go off it for a little bit, because it's 1.4 for a lap. What is the chance of being lapped at this stage? 41 seconds. I'm not confident Maloney will be, actually. I'll keep them conserving, actually, because I'm not confident. But now that's definitely a phase where Norris is caught on fresher mediums. Okay, let's pelt it for a bit, Mick. Or don't bother pelting it because Norris has caught you anyway. Onto the hard you go. So not as far as got worse, but I think he's already pitted. I don't think Fittipaldi got him on track. Yeah, no, he pitted onto a hard there. Which does mean, actually, Maloney's going to be in a better state for this final stint. And Norris is going to have to pit again. That's abnormal. They're going to have to be careful with those softs, I think, but they'll get to the end, and they're obviously pushing the hards like Mick is. So Maloney's probably in a decent spot for 8th. I think Fittipaldi might come through. Sorry, Mick, you've had a delay pit stop again. What are we doing with Mick Schumacher? Why are you hurting him? He's come up behind Porsche, for Christ's sake. Oh, they're all pitting again. 100% they're all pitting again, apart from Albon, who he is now... Oh, about 12 seconds behind, thanks to that pit stop. Probably okay fuel-wise, because you're definitely being lapped now. You've had that pit stop. Deploy, Mick. Don't let this. Don't let anything happen to you. Oh, just mocking Mick with that pit stop, aren't we? 2 6-second pit stops, and Zayn only gets a 2.1. Ridiculous. And now we're going to be lapped because Magnussen's decided to overtake us. Good work, Magnussen. Thanks for that, mate. Absolutely mugged us off. Ruined the McLarens who were fighting each other there. Ha ha, Kevin. Oh, hello. We've caught past Porsche. There's a yellow flag. I'm not seeing anything more than a yellow flag, so probably all right there. Norris hasn't pitted. Oh, it's Yuki Tsunoda who crashed. He was already on a mechanical warning. Norris is yet to pit again. He's definitely going to pit again onto a soft, I would imagine. Fittipaldi's doing 113.3s on those hard tyres. Maloney did a 113.9, so it's not too bad, actually. And that is Tsunoda ahead now because of his crash. So we're on for 9th and Norris has to pit. So we're definitely on for 8th again with Maloney, but I don't know how Mick's bottled a 10th, or how I've bottled a 10th with Mick there. Because it looked like he was homing in on 10th, and that might be all right with Albon in between. There's no way Hauger, Bottas and Hamilton go to the end of this race, is there? So we could still be okay. It's Norris is the problem. I don't think Norris... No, Mick's 9 seconds off Hauger. Can we... Sorry, I might just go 5 for a bit to try and ditch Porsche here. Bring it back down to 3 for a couple of laps, and then bring it back to 4. Oh no, it's VSC. VSC. Okay, that's going to make things interesting. It's Tsunoda, I think. It's Tsunoda who's probably broken down on track. Oh no, he's actually crashed. He's had a nightmare the last few laps there. Deja vu for Yuki Tsunoda, I think. Oh no, it was Daniel Ricciardo who crashed there, wasn't it? It's Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda pulled up in a race, didn't he? Here. It was Daniel Ricciardo who... That's where he got his hand injury, isn't it? Don't really need to pit again, so this... Oh no. This has given basically a free pit stop to those soft runners. This is a gift for Norris and Hamilton in particular, who's come out behind Mick still anyway, actually, but it's a gift nonetheless. If Bottas and Hauger don't capitalise, then they have missed a trick. All right, back on it, lads. Yeah, Mick's lapped as well, so he can push that fuel. Mick is lapped down to... The Ferrari's confusing because that's Hauger. So Mick's only lapped by the McLaren still. Hamilton is now going to be a problem because of that VSC, though, because it's only put him out 4 seconds behind at best. I keep looking at the Mercedes for Hamilton, but is the Williams there? Norris' fault's got worse and he's still not pitted. So that's saved everyone there, I think. Oh no, he has pitted. He's on a soft though. Still weirdly catching though. Mick's caught Hauger, who pitted. Never mind. Thought there might be about to be something interesting, but no. Oh, because I pushed the ERS with Zayn, he did get vaguely close to Fittipaldi, who's now run away the second we got into a second. And he probably won't give us DRS on the main straight now. That might be also a case of lapping, I would guess that to be behind. So maybe it's a combination of Fittipaldi and ourselves lapping Aaron, and that was beneficial to us and everything that we pushed with. Because Fittipaldi's on a hard and probably going for it, which would negate most of the benefit we got. Russell actually didn't realise still needed to pit. Why, Mick? Why? You crashed, Mick. That's what happened. It was going so well, Mick. I mean, it wasn't really. He was still outside the points, but you might have got 10th if he was lucky. Bit of a weird one, really. It was an oversteer at that corner, which a bit unusual. It's not even really, like, the rear end, I mean, it's a weird animation, kind of. How many different lines are we going to get for mixed crash there? That's the third one we've had. Like, the rear end stepped out before he even really turned the corner properly. It's such a weird animation. Norris came out ahead, and I don't know if we were catching. It saved Albon, who I wasn't confident was actually going to get at the end of the race on 57%. I don't know why I conserved, actually. I think it just conserves anyway, but have fun now, Maloney. This could be a 7th. Russell's now pitted after the VSC's ended. Still come out miles in advance. He might still actually got the pit stop under it, technically. I didn't realise how far away they were. I think it was like 30 seconds, wasn't it, to Fittipaldi. So 7th is the best we can do with Maloney here. It's just going to be a bit of a back and forth between the two. I'm not going to use his ERS. I think Fittipaldi pushed, got past, kept us outside of a second for a couple laps, and then paid the price for it because we've gapped him now. Frankly, Zane, just be sensible in this last lap. He's not catching you. His car's got worse as well. That's part of it, I imagine. Only driver not to be, the last driver not to be lapped, so they lapped up to 8th, which is still an improvement on this track. TVSC's probably helped. It was actually alright until he actually crashed, so still down 2 places, but George and Charles coming through. Carlos Sainz came through as well. Someone had a worse race. Oh, that was Valtteri Bottas with his puncture, of course. He's still 10th and picking up good points, is Zane. 40 points for the team. I mean, that's just making a mockery of Mick, isn't it? 2 6-second pit stops and Zane gets the 4th best time. Oh, it wasn't 6 seconds, but come on. You're having a laugh, by the way. You're having a laugh with these. 2.19, 2.17, 4.5, 6.5. Give the guy a break, for the love of God. Salt in the wound there. I'm only going to 84. Hospitality area up. That's taking it out of actually being bad, I think, because that's obviously a bigger gain than it would normally, so it must have gone down to a second tier functionality. Yeah, you can see condition there actually looking at it. So attractiveness up, marketability up big time. Mick's gonna need another new gearbox. A bit of money in from the sponsor plan, hopefully. I have no idea, by the way, in terms of engagement activities, where the affiliates have gone from this option. It's only ever driver 1 or 2. I don't know why. I've just realised why you fall short sometimes. By accident. It's when your facilities dip under, it affects your percentages on marketability, which affects these numbers, which is why you fall short even though you put it above. That's why it does it. I've just worked that out. It's a bit of a shame race day has rain scheduled because, and I should have looked at the pre-race predictions on this particular track because high speed is our forte, as I mentioned, with the new, particularly with the new car pass that put us up about 7 or 8 places in that particular field. And better make sure I get these guys moving on this straight because they've got to carry the speed round Parabolica. But 10th and 11th, as things stand, Porsche, some people have done laps and gone up, so I think the track's rubbered in since we did the first lap. So I do suspect these second laps are going to be faster from everyone who's still yet to do a second lap. Not everyone's on track, as you can see. Frankly, the only reason why I'm doing a second lap is because I fear even drivers that are this far down will go ahead of us. Verstappen was behind on the first run, which tells you the magnitude of the track's improvement. Both Verstappen and Russell are behind on their original runs. They're on in laps now. And a lot of people behind are actually still on flying laps. Who was that who just went ahead? Was that Aaron? That proves it. That proves my paranoia. Maloney, how have you gone slower in Sector 1? Yeah, I'm pushing you. I don't know what's going on there. Sargent, I think, has just gone ahead there, right? Magnussen doesn't make it out. But I was definitely right to be paranoid, and Hauger could be in a spot of bother here. I think Dragovic is done anyway because he damaged his underfloor or something. Anyway, he went off. He's actually in the pitch now anyway. Gasly goes 9th. Hauger might survive depending on whether Hulkenberg or whatever are on a flying lap. How have they not improved, Maloney and Mick? That's concerning. They're safe, but that's concerning. / confusing. Fittipaldi's definitely coming round, so that's Tsunoda. Oh no, Tsunoda's on the flying lap as well. I think Hulkenberg's finished. Hauger could be out here, and is. Dragovic and Hauger again. Hamilton 21st. The Williams did alright at Hungary, right? Which was a lower speed track. Kind of makes sense that they're going to struggle here on a higher speed track then. So maybe that is their strength, low speed. First laps are flying in, and this is wild, really. A lot of people with serious issues. Maloney, I think, was part of that in particular, and maybe Mick as well. Looks like a few of the front runners did get clean laps. We'll get our drivers going. I don't know if this Alba that we're behind there with Maloney's actually behind Mick, and I sent him out first. It's just finishing a lap or not, but it could be a useful tow for Maloney / hindrance if he's actually now on a flying lap. It kind of looked like it was going, so it was either on the flying lap or about to start one. You can see it there in the distance. I'm a little bit concerned by that, but I'm hoping the gap's big enough that it's a gap to drive into rather than a gap that will be closed and then be a problem. But Leclerc, Bottas, Verstappen, what was that? Albon all got a fine time here. Worth noting, by the way, Aaron through and Norris not. That was Bottas, I think, because Djokovic is out. So Bottas, I think, is done. 1 second off the lead in 8th. It's not great. And if that was Russell that's just gone through, Mick's just catching a driver at the worst possible time. Not great. But that's one of the Mercedes. We'll find out which soon. Mick's gone slower somehow, despite being on fresh tyres. Sargent goes, but only goes 11th. I thought we'd be good here. That's Verstappen rounding the corner. No, that's Russell behind. Verstappen on track still. They are on flyers. In fact, I'll watch Albon, who's behind. I'm pretty certain this is... Yep. Oh, it's 12th and 13th, in fact. Albon out there. Porsche through. Well done, mate. 14-15 from the Saubers. Is this their strength? As much as a Sauber can have a strength. I'm sorry, Valtteri Bottas is on pole. Leclerc, Max Verstappen. What is going on with this grid? Piastri only 4th. Carlos Sainz, the 2 title rivals, 4th and 5th. All right, so moderate rain. We're never not expecting wet tyres here. It's intermediate at the end, and that's a strangely differentiating deployment of them. In fact, that's 5 laps different, so let's find out why that's wrong. Yep, okay, it's the wrong way around for Mick. Of course it is. Why wouldn't the game invent new ways to screw Mick over? Why in God's name did you think there was possibly intermediate there? I think it's actually even earlier than 40, but they screwed both drivers over there. Probably 34. Not going to make it on 1. Potential. Strangely not a lot in it. It's better with 2 mediums. An aggressive strategy is faster, apparently. Weirdly, a hard is better for Maloney. Yeah, no matter what I do in Maloney, a hard is better. Oh, it's now better for Mick as well. Confusing. It's not a lot better for Mick, though. And there's space to burn on these tyres. Risky strategy.
Well, it's great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action. A chance for the Aston Martin driver to show what they can do.
Starting in 20th isn't the ideal way to go into a race, but where will they be come the checkered flag?
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? Here we are at the oldest circuit in Europe for this, the Italian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
I saw the front row were both on hard tyres, and I thought we may have fumbled with Mick Schumacher there, but the rest of the field is very varied. Mick's already ahead of Maloney. If he wasn't already, I can't remember which order they qualified in now, actually, if I'm completely honest. Piastri, actually, the only one on a soft. I thought it was more varied than mediums and hards, but fascinating to see what strategy Piastri's on here. Leclerc has damage from... what? Underfloor? Underfloor, I guess, because I can't see any damage with his wing. Must have gone wide or something. Didn't really pay attention to him. I've gone quite hefty on the fuel here. It was only 5 laps you could take out. I took 3 just because of the rain, really. I'd normally round down on these situations. But mixed on aggression, Maloney's going to be taken off aggression once we've done the first couple of laps. And obviously we're going to be banking on the fuel, the rain, final third of the race, really. Recovering most of the fuel back, but it's a bit awkward that the rain's that way round because we're obviously reliant on maybe getting that sorted before the rain comes in. I mean, if you could not fight between yourselves, that would be great, lads. Yeah, right. But maybe let the medium tyre go ahead here, Zane. Sorry. Although, if you could maybe get Fittipaldi first, that would be superb, lads. Because the Saubers are looking surprisingly fighty behind. That's Mick through, at least. Will we watch that? I mean, that was easy as you like, really. I don't know what happened to the drive on Fittipaldi. There's no DRS there. Just momentum. And a lot of fighting ahead as Porsche, Albon, and Russell and Tsunoda are all tucked up behind Ricciardo as the time... Sorry, Maloney got him as well. Sorry, 1 second. Drive out of the chicane. What's going on with Fittipaldi in this race? This can't be fuel alone, surely. He's on a medium. I wonder if Fittipaldi's doing conservative medium. Because that was viable, kind of. It was comparable to the hard tyre-ish. So maybe they went off, like, immediately. Took us a couple of laps to get back into range for whatever reason. They dropped us and then eventually we snuck away back in again. This is a train that comes from Ricciardo in 3rd. And down to Maloney. Like, Fittipaldi's dropped right off. He's definitely being conservative on those, I think. 87%? I think a few of them might be trying this. Because Mick's gone aggressive and he's on 85. I think Gasly might be deploying the same strategy, actually, behind. Mick making moves now. That's Bottas, and he's tackling Albon as well. Shortly. I think he's on a medium. Bottas is on a hard. They're obviously going long. Because the thing with Mick is he's going to obviously have to pit when hard runners may not have to. Oh, safety cars come out. Oh, that's going to save fuel, really, isn't it? I don't think this changes anything. Oh, actually, does it change? How many laps in are we? Overall, what does this say? Actually, the rain's coming a lot later. In race, the rain's coming later. Not by much, I don't think. 2 laps. 14 seconds slower. And it's 14 seconds slower and it runs the risk of not making it to the rain if the rain moves again. It's almost like the worst spot. Who actually crashed by me? Bottas has damage. Oh, it's Paul out at the back.
Right there, the cars make contact.
Great angle. That's Hamilton, I think he's hit. Again. Second time this year he's done that. He did in the first race. Everyone's pitted. I don't know why. Everyone pitted. Do people have spare hards? Because why is everyone pitted? People who were on hards before. I don't remember who was on a hard, but there was definitely more than 4. The people had 2 hards? Bottas didn't pit either. Oh, is that safety car in this lap? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I mean, it's definitely buggered off, so I'm not really certain what the benefit they saw was there. I mean, obviously a hard will go to the raid now, but strange. Mick's leading the race and has bolted from Bottas there on restart. Monza might be about to deliver again. He's not exactly left Bottas behind, unfortunately, but this would be a situation on the previous... Oh, great. Actually, be behind, actually. That's not a bad thing, really. It's not actually a bad thing to be behind, because DRS and all that next lap round. But this would be a situation I'd have been fearing with the confidence as it was. Now, we could probably be overtaken by half the field and still be all right. Now, Piastri, annoyingly, is still quite close, because everyone pitted. He ended up 4th. Like, I don't know if long-term this is better or worse, because now more drivers are on hard tyres. Because I think some of them might have tried to do medium, or even a medium soft to get to the rain. Mick got royally mugged off there. I don't know what happened. I want to watch that replay again because that was weird. I suspect these drivers are going for it for 2 laps on the restart here. Oh, you don't actually see the bit where he just forced him into the boardings, really, on the inside. But Bottas with no DRS there has been taken by both Piastri and Mick there, I think. I mean, ultimately, I don't think we're on for a podium. This race will eventually pan out, and the adaptability situation when the rain comes will obviously hurt us. And as much as we're underfueled right now as well, that might obviously go against us towards the end. But Mick remains feisty and has retaken the lead. So I think Piastri definitely was going for it because with DRS, Mick's able to get him. So that's now Piastri not pushing. It's Mick Schumacher. And that's got him to peak performance as well, bizarrely. Having fallen to 3rd and going back to 1st, that's got him up to peak again. Probably reasonably okay before that. Maloney having not done an overtake since the restart. Back to normal. But he just started 3rd, so he's lost places and is still neutral on his... Oh, he's actually down another place now. Mick somehow has lost 2 positions on that straight and is still in peak performance. What? I'm confused. I'm confused how he lost 2 positions on a non-DRS straight. I do not understand why people on hard tyres to begin with pitted. Medium runners I kind of understand. Mick's going to fall through the order here with DRS situation. Mick's going to keep finding himself in DRS spots. And I think actually we're competitive enough with Leclerc. Like, the McLarens have just gone. I think we're competitive enough with Leclerc and Bottas with their damage as well, that we can probably start recovering fuel again a little bit with them. Maybe with Maloney as well. Because they seem to be okay to just stick around. In fact, Maloney's through, as is Mick. Actually, both of them have got through there. Both drivers have just gone for him. This is the double highlight, really, for us. There's a little bit of janky computers animations there, but never mind. Ah, that's how Maloney got through, because Leclerc decided to drive over the curb. In fact, actually, I might take off Don't Fight Teammate, because being able to slipstream each other will give them ultimately more pace. As there's another safety car, and that's Leclerc out, and that's Mick in the pits. Zero reason not to do it with Mick now. Zero reason not to capitalise. Maloney, however, so it was Leclerc, but who with? Oh, I can see him there. He's actually on the outside. He's just beached on the outside. He's just gone retired. Right, okay. I need the incident that led to that, please. Absolutely no reason. And Hamilton was out as well, of course. Absolutely no reason not to pit Mick now. Maloney, I don't know if I should still risk, really. Because I don't see the reason to pit. I can get him onto a medium that could get him to the... Like, I could get him onto a medium. I can get him to the rain. What's the gap between our drivers? It's less than a second. He'd lose time in the pits by pitting. It's going to put Mick quite far back. And actually, a lot of people have pitted again. So, in a weird way, it's worked out. I presume now everyone's gone on to mediums primarily to get to the rain. No, is the answer. Some of them have gone on softs. I'm so confused. Look, Maloney back in the fight with the hard runners who pitted last time, and he's only 10% worse off tyre-wise. Everyone's not quite caught up, so it's going to do wonders for everyone's ERS. Oh, we've actually not left it this time round. We're not going to need to recover fuel at all anymore. In fact, we can probably push the fuel on restart. Sorry, I thought that was the restart message. That was the we've got full battery message. So Mick comes back out in 11th, having started 12th or 13th. Has Norris ahead. Hulkenberg's still ahead as well. So there's a couple of very claimable people ahead of him. Although there's a couple of dangerous people behind him, Verstappen and Bottas. We're not leading on restart this time, so it's up to Maloney to hunt two other hard-running McLarens. And Bottas develops a mechanical fault under the safety car. Good news for Mick in particular. But Mick on brand new mediums as well. Going to be feisty on restart. I love a chaotic Monza. Annoyingly, I still think the McLarens are obviously in the driving seat for a win here. Well, that's Daniel being forced off. Thanks, Oscar. Well, that's ruined Mick's chances of anywhere getting forward because Hulkenberg decided to spin on turn 2 and held everyone up. So whilst Ricciardo did that, he got away with that actually because of that. He just held everyone up. Tsunoda span on turn 2 as well, behind. So Hauger's in 3rd now because of all of this. Zayn in 2nd still. So there's a big gap because of Hulkenberg, 5 seconds. Which actually will make life easier for everyone to get through him. Well, he's done well to stay in range here. I feel like we can take this back down to -1 because of the rain. I feel like we can push the fuel for a bit, which is dangerous actually really in a track like this. With engine temperatures. It's quite tough on the engine. So no DRS on this lap, of course. No ERS either, actually, for that matter, really. But that's deployment done as Porsche actually goes through Mick rather than the other way around. Absolute carnage at this corner. You might even get done by Gasly. Well, Verstappen got through as well. No, sorry, that is Verstappen. Norris got forced off, so that's one place for him. Back again, so he's back into 11th as he loses to Porsche but gains on Norris. Brand new mediums, let's not forget, brand new mediums. Hulkenberg also span and ruined his hard, so this should be easy. What kind of drive have you got here, Mick? Not a good one is the answer, but because Hulkenberg's gone to the inside, Mick might get him on the outside. Thank you, Nico. That was Porsche, actually. Porsche being naive. Hulkenberg's this one. In fact, he might even get Porsche before. Is he going to try and do the move on Hulkenberg before? Yes, he is. And still has DRS on Albon and Russell ahead. Mick's on for a 7th, as things stand. Well, no, actually, no. One of those is Russell, so Mick's on for an 8th. He's on for top 10, realistically. Why did he not? Oh, no, maybe he's already lost it. Meanwhile, I didn't pay attention to Maloney, and he's down to 4th. I want to see if I can see if he had DRS or not. Yeah, they all had DRS. He just got unlucky here. He got swamped on the inside and outside, and the one place where Piastri ended up putting his car was the one place where Maloney was. Unlucky more than anything. Right, so Mick, you stay with these two, please, mate. You've got the tyres, probably. The slipstream on this back straight is actually quite potent. He was gaining on sights. Once again, everyone has DRS on Piastri, and it's Maloney's turn to gain a place out of it. As Mick also got Albon and might be fighting Porsche. Wait, hang on, Porsche? What happened to Albon? Oh, Albon must have got pushed on the gravel because Porsche's come through as well. We've lost a position to him. Oh, it's all kicking off now. All right, that's enough fuel. Christ, you burn it quickly, don't you? But Porsche's the only one ahead, so that's easy DRS overtake for Mick now. Gasly comes through behind. The kick salvos are surprisingly punchy here. Gasly's come through behind. Sainz gets Maloney again. I feel like it might be a bit of this for a few laps as people just keep rotating around. Hauger's damaged and pitted. Sainz has developed a mechanical fault. Fittipaldi's developed a mechanical fault. Verstappen's come through as well while we're at it. Mick's gained underfloor damage, presumably because he's been pushed off track. Great. Not a lot I can do about that, but it seems to be a track where you can just pick it up because of what happens, but never mind. He hasn't lost tyre wear, which is the main thing, really. As long as he can stay in range, he can maybe gain places. Probably worthwhile checking in now. We're 30 laps into this race, where the rain is coming still about the same point, I think. It might require a little bit of lift-off just to make sure we make it. We've had an incident here which has split out Russell, and these two are separated out. Yeah, not really sure what's happened there. But these two are split out, Verstappen and Russell. Verstappen's just done 2 purples, so I think he's just turned on the afterburners. Gasly's done a purple first on those stops, which might actually make the rain after all, just being careful on them. In fact, mixed mediums are better than some people's hards now, but obviously he has stopped again. Maloney's the only one not to have stopped, and he's caught up basically as people have pushed theirs. I mean, this has worked out wonderfully for our drivers, I say, as Mick loses 2 positions because of shenanigans. And more, actually, because of more shenanigans. Why is Mick just losing places hand over fist now? Like, he's lost seconds there. He's definitely been forced off the track. That's flashing at me against that. I think he's been forced into more underfloor damage. Confidence is all right still. He'll get Gasly back. Sainz's fault worsens. We've not actually got rain yet. I've not actually adjusted Maloney's pit stop lap, it's worth noting. Why can't Mick overtake Gasly? He's got DRS. There we go. Finally. Oh, still no rain on for either driver. Oh, it's coming even later. Great. Cool. I think Mick's going to be all right here. Maloney on 40% as well. It's not... In 10 minutes, it should be coming now, mate. Where's this rain? Oh, here we go. Right, how are we doing? Apparently we're 2 laps into it already. That's a lie. Could come down relatively quickly here. Oh, Verstappen caught up to Maloney. Oh, I kind of feel like they all went a lap. Oh, hang on. Is Mick still capable of coming in this lap? Maloney's going to have to go round again. I think we got caught out there a little bit. Yeah, pelt it on the in lap, mate. Yeah, so Maloney got caught on the outbound. Mick's already on the right tyres, and actually, you can probably 5 these, mate. He's in 15th. He's still behind Gasly, but people are pitting now that didn't pit before, so he's back up to 11th again, so he's not really lost out at all. Maloney's not really lost out. I think Albon hasn't pitted. Yeah, he hasn't. So everyone's still in exactly the same place they were before, and Maloney pitted a lap later, so I don't think he's actually lost out there at all. I think, if anything, Fittipaldi's lost out. And Sainz could still blow up, so that could still be a place for Maloney. As we try to negotiate Albon, please deploy through him. Oh, Fittipaldi's got... I think Fittipaldi might be retiring here. I mean, that saved Albon's bacon a little bit, but arguably the most pointless safety car of all time. Other than closing the gaps up. Albon still comes out 11th, thankfully. It'd be great if we could still try and burn fuel under the safety car, but it won't let you. As we go round again, as Sainz's mechanical fault gets even worse and he retires under the safety car. I don't know why we've gone round again. That was utterly pointless. Why did we go round a 3rd time? Right, Maloney. Even playing field now, pretty much. Some people with 1 lap worse tyres, but pretty much even playing field with your bad adaptability. Safety car doesn't make this dry up again, does it? No, we'll be all right. No, actually, no. It's a little bit weird the rain ended up later, even though we had safety cars that slowed the race down. If we hadn't had safety cars, the rain would have become now, effectively, with 10 laps to go, probably. So Maloney's got the best seat in the house as Piastri, Ricciardo and Verstappen fight each other ahead of him. Mick's still got a Gasly in front of him, temporarily. Opportunist strike there, Mick. Well done, although you will be on the outside here, which could be a problem. Stay on the track, Mick. Thank you, mate. I don't care if you don't take Gasly. I just want you to stay on the track. Yeah, just pelt these tyres, lads. You've got 10 laps. They're going to survive. Sauber don't have points, do they? I mean, with Magnussen clearly... Oh, for God's sake, what is going on? It's only a VSC. Magnussen's out then. Yeah, that absolutely rules out a Williams point. Right, VSC ending. Mick might actually make a move on Gasly, but I want Gasly to get points here because it will leave Williams as the only team without a point. It is crucial that Mick does get ahead of Gasly because otherwise he will be taken by Gasly in the championship. Because that'll be 4 points to Mick as things stand and 6 to Gasly. I think this actually get them past Alpine as well because they've only got 2 points from Norris, 3 points for Norris. I can't remember if he's had 2 or 3 10th places. I think they were only ever 10th places. Or maybe it was a 10th and a 9th. I think he might have 3. Porsche's the one that kept picking up 10th places. He's now 6th as well, so that's going to give them a good stranglehold on. Good for us as well, with the way RB are in 10th and 12th as well. Our particular fight in the championship. Maloney 4th, of course. Let's not overlook this. Our best result so far is a 6th. So if Maloney can hold on to 4th, I mean, Porsche's dropped off. Maloney could be on for a 5th here at worst. I'm staring at Gasly, but I should really be staring at Verstappen. Porsche is struggling here. I wonder if Porsche's adaptability is bad. No, why have you gone backwards here, Mick? Oh, that's not going to help you, is it? Attack forwards, Mick. I'm going to risk it. Oh, Maloney. I mean, there's no DRS, of course, but Maloney in danger. I mean, fends off Russell on attempt 1 there. I think Russell's still with him, but might fold in behind temporarily. Annoyingly, Porsche's now with him. I don't know what's happened there. Why is Mick going backwards? What is going on here? Get him back, Mick. What are you doing? Yeah, that's it. Outbrake him. You definitely don't deserve to be behind. Maybe the tyre temperature is part of it. Maybe they actually are punishing high tyre temps. Final lap. I mean, you're going to have to go for it, guys. In fact, there's only half a lap, really, because I've joined this a bit late. Oh, is this Sainz adaptability? I mean, I'm pleased for Gasly, but we're on for 5th. They've just buggered off. I don't understand this from Maloney. This is his adaptability, isn't it? Oh, we're on for our best result there, and just getting adaptability. I mean, Mick might still actually get Albon on the line if he's lucky, but at least Mick gets another point. Albon gets 2, though. Gasly was 6th. Gasly was 6th. They're focusing on Logan Sargent. Oh, Danny Rick wins another Monza in a McLaren. I mean, this is going to shake things up at the back. Not so much the front, evidently. As actually, Carlos Sainz, having retired from that race, I think, is now joined on 312 by Piastri. Ricciardo's not far off. He was well off at the start of this season. He's not far off now. Verstappen closes on Valtteri Bottas. Russell closes on Enzo Fittipaldi. Maloney closes on Hauger. Both on 45 now. Drogovic gets past Sonoda again. Albon joins this particular party. Teo Pochard gets 10 points and joins that party. Pierre Gasly gets 8. Not going to get any more, let's be honest. Lando's down and Mick's down as a result of that. 5 drivers pointless. Aaron, Sargent, Magnussen, Hulkenberg and Hamilton. McLaren still have the constructors as things stand. Aston Martin get 4. We do get 7. We do outscore RB. But Haas get 10 points, go 8th. Sauber get 8 points, go 9th. Alpine down to 10th. Williams still pointless. We did have one good pit stop again through Zay Maloney. I don't know why they hate Mick. He actually had an issue on the... that could have been a problem, I now realise, that in terms of that rain pit stop. But people are happy even though Mick's gone down in the championship, technically. Regulation vote. Changes to price share, making it worse. Not that we get paid the money anyway. The exclamation point here is because Mick's contract does run out at the end of the year. I don't want to have unfinished business with him, but his development rate is still average. I don't know why he's not developing. I don't know what I am fighting to actually make this better. And obviously I can't scout it. Actually, if they fix scouts, no. Well, this might be a case of, oh, actually, no, I can bring scouts back in. I shall work my way down. Main one is Lando, really, because he has 4 months left on his Alpine contract. And let's be honest, he shouldn't be there. Well, I'll see you next time round for Baku, Singapore, and the sprint weekend at Austin. Then we'll do Mexico, Brazil, Las Vegas, and we'll do a double-hander to finish things off. The episode after that. 3 to go, realistically, in this season. We're soon going to hit a territory, though, that's a bit awkward because Football Manager does come out at the end of November. So I don't know how I'm going to pace things in Season 3 to make sure I can either get ourselves into a decent position when that drops. All depends on whether or not, realistically, if there is a beta period that hasn't been advertised yet for Football Manager. Because as things stands, it comes out at the end of November and there's no early access. So if that's the case, we might be all right to sneak another season in. If there is a beta period, then we could be in a spot of bother with this series. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, ta-ra.